I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And this week we want to talk a little bit about digital distribution. A couple weeks ago, Rob and I did this piece on the PC gaming slump. And it turns out that some of the decline may be due to a move towards digital distribution. The NPD group, which published the results and had indicated that retail sales were down 60 million, indicated that the difference might have been made up by digital distribution. And along with that, Steam, Valve's download service, indicated that they had 15 million subscribers, which is pretty significant.
Yes.
So we thought we'd take a look. So Rob, what do you make of this? Is this real?
It's definitely real. I mean, I definitely think that there is a move towards digital distribution that's happening as we speak. I think that for in terms of PC game sales, I think the 15 million number for the members of Steam is, I mean, that's impressive, but I think the more impressive number is another figure that Valve released not too long ago, which is 158% increase in holiday sales for Steam games year over year from 2006. So that means 2007's holiday season was huge, and no doubt behind games like the Orange Box and other third-party titles like Call of Duty 4 and BioShock. So it was a very good year for Steam and for digital distribution as a whole. How much that offsets some of the decline in U.S. sales for PC games, according to the NPD numbers, is about a $60 million decline. Sure. Remains to be seen, but I think that the growth in digital distribution is I think it's pretty clear.
But how much of this $15 million, Rob, 15 million users, excuse me, is really translated into dollars? That was a little Freudian slip there.
Yeah.
Because, you have to sign up with Steam to do a lot of things. If you buy the box with like Half-Life 2, you had to sign up for Steam anyway. So, how many of these are active? We don't even know that.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, basically everybody that buys a Valve game has to have a Steam account. You need to get on Steam to activate the game. So whether you download it or not doesn't really matter. And honestly, that's been one of the huge sticking points for Steam, and sort of the resistance to it is a lot of people are upset when Half-Life 2 launched. They had to get a Steam account, and there were server issues, and it was not the smoothest of launches, but the numbers speak for themselves in terms of the games that are on Steam and the number of publishers that are moving towards Steam. If they weren't selling games, if it was an insignificant amount, and if the majority of those 15 million members weren't buying anything, you wouldn't see publishers like THQ, Eidos, Take-Two, Rockstar, you wouldn't see them going to Steam and putting games on.
Well, but it's a great deal for a publisher. You cut out the middleman, it's cheaper to produce. But, even if you take those big titles and you say maybe 40,000, they sold 40,000, 50,000, even more on Steam, and you put a few together, you're still not going to get to $60 million. It's hard to imagine that it really makes up the difference.
And that 60 million is only the shortfall that we're talking about for the U.S. We're not talking worldwide figures, and Steam is worldwide. Still, I think that even if it's not as significant a dollar amount as the 60 million difference between 2006 and 2007 retail sales, I still think that if you look at what's being done on Steam and the number of games that they've added, I think it's pretty impressive. And I think we're at the point now where Steam has kind of revamped itself and added some new community features, and it's become much more stable. And I think that it is offering sort of advantages and benefits to people that enjoy PC gaming. For one thing, you don't have to worry about the disc, the physical disc. You don't have to worry about it getting scratched or lost. You don't have to worry about an activation key that comes with the manual, which everybody seems to lose if they're PC game fans. I'm sure it's happened to you. I think that that's a huge advantage. I think that people enjoy that. I think the other thing is, just availability, being able to go on Steam, go online at any time, permitting you have an internet connection and downloading a game. May not be the quickest of downloads, but, you can get it that day without having to go to a retail store and wait in line. So there's a convenience factor there. Another thing that I think is attracting people to Steam, and this has kind of gone under, I guess, under the radar a little bit, is the fact that it's not just BioShock and Call of Duty 4 and premier titles like the Orange Box that are being sold via Steam that people are buying. There's a lot of older titles, classic titles, mods, independent games. I mean,
Sure.
that's one of the things I really enjoy Steam for, is it gives, I guess, a venue for a lot of developers and a lot of titles that wouldn't normally have it. I mean, retail spaces, we talked about in that video about the PC gaming slump. It's very hard to come by for PC games. I mean, it's a very limited space compared to what consoles have in those stores. So I definitely think that being able to go online and see Sam and Max, the episodic series, or indie hit like Introversion's DEF CON. I mean, I think being able to go online and find those games and seeing your own online store with those titles, I think that's a huge bonus.
And it's the same with the music industry, to a certain extent the film industry. If it's cheaper for big companies, it's also much cheaper for smaller players to get out there. You don't need as much marketing, packaging, retail space. But if you have a good product, people will figure it out and they'll get to it. So that is an advantage of Steam.
I definitely think that at this point, we're getting to the stage where digital distribution is maturing, whether it's Steam or GameTap or Gamersgate or other services, that they're getting to the point where they are more stable and they do offer better security measures. And the DRM can be, a pain in the butt, but I mean, no more so than a game like BioShock. So,
Not more in a box.
Yeah, I think that it's maturing to the point where it is becoming a viable alternative, and it's obviously growing. So we're getting to the point now where I think you're going to see a lot more developers and publishers, especially smaller ones, that don't want to have to deal with the hassle of retail and losing money to publishers to produce the actual physical game. I think that the digital distribution is going to be a great alternative for them to get their games out.
I think really the question is will it really take over?
Yeah.
Because in the movie industry, at least, they've been saying digital distribution is going to take over for years and years and years. And now, of course, the big story is it going to be Blu-ray now winning over HD DVD? So it seems like it's still going to be a physical format for years to come. And you wonder whether or not that's going to happen with games. Of course, music's the other way. Music seems to be actually going digital.
Yeah, music has arrived, I think, at that point where people could care less about the CDs. Me, personally, I like having my actual game boxes. I mean, anyone that knows me,
you're a fanboy.
I am. I am obsessive about my games and the cases and the manuals and the discs. But that said, I mean, I think I'm in the growing minority, if that's sort of a conundrum there. But I think we're getting to the stage now where it's not just PC games. I mean, it's consoles now. I mean, PC game digital distribution outlets now are going to have to compete with some of the things that are being done with the consoles. I mean, it's impressive to see that Xbox Live has gotten to 6 million subscribers now. They've got a ton of arcade games. They've got downloadable content, the most recent being a new chapter for Mass Effect. I mean, it's really driving growth for that platform. The Wii, I mean, for goodness sake.
The Wii sold about 10 million downloads, I think, so far, plus $50 million with revenue. That's real and growing fast.
Right. The virtual console games are only about $5 a pop. I mean, 10 million downloads, $50 million. I mean, geez, that's impressive. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch to see if we're going to see, like more outlets like Steam or GameTap or Gamersgate and other places like that kind of pop up, or whether maybe you'll see publishers themselves kind of like what Valve has done, kind of go it themselves and maybe develop an exclusive platform for their own games. I mean, can you imagine if Activision and Blizzard, now that they're together, decided, hey, we're gonna make our own digital distribution network for World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Call of Duty? My goodness, I mean, that would be something. So that's something to look forward to. It's something to watch out for, definitely.
And time will only tell. It seems like that what's working well are like music, lower price games, movies, more expensive titles to develop, still out there. But like I said, time will tell.
It's growing. So
that's all the time we have for this week. I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And we'll see you again next time.